Lesson: Void, Voidable, and Unenforceable Contracts. In contract law, understanding the distinctions between void, voidable, and unenforceable contracts is essential for any professional aiming to become a certified contract law specialist. These categories define the enforceability and legality of contracts, impacting parties' rights and obligations. This lesson delves into these concepts, offering actionable insights and practical tools to navigate complex contractual landscapes effectively. A void contract is one that is not legally enforceable from the moment it is created. These contracts lack one or more essential elements required for a valid contract, such as a lawful object or consideration. For instance, a contract for an illegal activity, like drug trafficking, is void ab initio. Professionals should use a framework to assess contracts for validity by verifying the presence of mutual consent, consideration, capacity, and legality. This framework can be implemented through a checklist approach, ensuring each element is present before entering into or enforcing a contract. An example that illustrates the concept of void contracts is the case of Everett v. Williams, where two highwaymen sued each other over the division of stolen loot. The court ruled the contract void as it was based on illegal activities. In contrast, a voidable contract is initially valid and enforceable, but may be declared void by one of the parties upon discovering certain defects. These defects might include misrepresentation, undue influence, duress, or lack of capacity. For instance, a minor entering into a contract may void it upon reaching the age of majority. Practitioners should implement a risk assessment tool to identify factors that might render a contract voidable. This tool could involve a due diligence checklist to examine the circumstances under which a contract was executed, ensuring all parties had the capacity and were free from coercion or undue influence. A case that exemplifies a voidable contract is the famous decision in Carlisle v. Carbolic Smokeball Co. Here, the court found that the contract was valid initially, but it also highlighted how misrepresentation could render contracts voidable if the facts were misrepresented. Unenforceable contracts, while valid in every other respect, cannot be enforced in a court of law due to specific legal defenses, such as the statute of frauds. This statute requires certain contracts to be in writing to be enforceable, like real estate transactions. If such a contract is only verbal, it becomes unenforceable. Professionals should employ a compliance checklist as a practical tool to ensure contracts meet all statutory requirements, thereby avoiding unenforceability due to procedural oversights. An example of an unenforceable contract can be seen in the case of Pinnell's case, which established the rule that payment of a lesser sum than owed does not constitute satisfaction for the whole debt unless additional consideration is provided. When assessing contracts, it is crucial to employ a strategic approach. First, categorize the contract using the aforementioned frameworks to determine its validity. Next, apply a decision-making model to address any contingencies that might arise due to a contract's classification. This model should incorporate the assessment of potential risks, legal defenses, and remedies available to the parties involved. For example, if a contract is deemed voidable, the model should evaluate whether it is in the party's best interest to affirm or void the contract based on factors such as potential financial loss or reputational damage. Case studies provide further insights into the real-world application of these principles. For instance, the case of Krell v. Henry demonstrates how unforeseen events can render a contract unenforceable due to frustration of purpose. In this case, the contract for renting a room to view a coronation parade was deemed unenforceable when the parade was canceled. This illustrates the importance of including force majeure clauses in contracts to mitigate risks associated with unforeseen events. Such clauses can provide a framework for renegotiating or terminating contracts without legal repercussions. Statistics also underscore the importance of understanding these contract types. According to a study by the American Bar Association, approximately 30% of contract disputes arise from parties not fully understanding the differences between void, voidable, and unenforceable contracts. This statistic highlights the necessity for professionals to be well-versed in these concepts to reduce litigation risks and enhance contract management proficiency. To effectively implement these strategies, professionals should engage in continuous education and training. Workshops, seminars, and courses on contract law can provide hands-on experience in drafting, reviewing, and enforcing contracts. Additionally, leveraging technology, such as contract management software, can streamline processes and ensure compliance with legal standards. These tools often include templates and automated alerts to assist in maintaining contract validity and enforceability. In conclusion, mastering the distinctions between void, voidable, and unenforceable contracts is crucial for professionals in contract law. By utilizing practical tools and frameworks, such as compliance checklists, risk assessment tools, and decision-making models, practitioners can effectively navigate the complexities of contractual agreements. Through case studies and statistics, the significance of these concepts in real-world applications is evident. Continuous education and the use of technology further enhance the ability to manage contracts proficiently, minimizing risks and ensuring successful outcomes for all parties involved.